And welcome back to another edition of Fantasy Stock Ball with New Level Investment Management LLC. Week 6, flying through the season as always, and we're going to give you a quarterback, running back, and receiver. We're getting back to our regular format this week, and we're just going to go right in. We're going to start with our quarterback, and I'm going to go with Peyton Manning. He's matched up against Cleveland Browns defense. And yeah, I know Peyton Manning's struggling. His arm looks bad. He had 2 picks, ugly picks last week. But being the professional and future Hall of Famer that he is, I think he's going to have a really good bounce-back game. He has a lot to prove. I think he still has a lot in the tank. The arm's probably a little rusty, but I think he gets it done this week. And I'm going to match him up with good old GE, and that's General Electric. Same as Peyton Manning, this company has been battle-tested. It's been bruised. It's been beat down, and it's still hanging around. GE is still a big part of the American fabric, if you will. And they just reported quarter 3 earnings, so I'm going to read some stats. Now, net income came down slightly. It came in at $2.51 billion, 25 cents per share. It's down from what it was last year. Revenues came in at $31 billion, down about 1% from last year. But they're in a massive restructuring of their company. They sold about $30 billion of commercial banking to Wells Fargo. They're doing a bunch of other reconstructions that's going to total about $200 billion or so. So just like Peyton Manning, they're still ticking. They're trying to get some things tied up, but I like GE and I like Peyton Manning. They also pay a pretty good dividend, so I like that matchup. Next up, we're going to go with our receiver for this week, and that's Calvin Johnson. And he's going up against Chicago. They're at home. And Detroit has a lot to prove, right? They're 0-5. Calvin hasn't been getting the football. Stafford hasn't been getting the ball. They just went backwards. So I look for Calvin to really have a big game. Him and Stafford, I believe, are going to get on the same page. And I match Calvin Johnson up with Ross. I look at Ross in the Ross department stores. I look at Ross as a growth story, right? It's been around for a lot of years, but when you're a discount retailer, it's recession-proof, right? People are going to go there. If they have money, they're going to go there if they don't have money because they sell a bunch of nice clothes for a good price. So I really like Ross. They also pay a dividend, about 0.95% yield, but they still pay a dividend. And like I said, I still think they're growing at a pretty good rate. I'm just going to read a couple stats there at you. I did some calculation, and their intrinsic value is about 47. Their stock right now is trading around 50. So the margin of safety is a little. It's negative. You would like to be that. You would like for that to be positive, about 10%. But after doing some further calculations, we're estimating that within the next couple of years, their stock price will be somewhere around 65 to 70 bucks. So there's still a lot of upside left in this company. They're doing really well. They have a pretty strong management team. So we really like what Ross is doing. We like that matchup with Calvin Johnson. Dive all in the Ross stock. I think that's ready to go now. And last but not least, we're going to go with our running back for this week. None other than Arian Foster. He's starting to get his legs back. He's been hurt for the beginning part of the season. His team, Houston, they're playing the Jags, and you know what? Listen, I hate to be a downer on the Jags, but they're a really bad football team. So anybody, quarterback, receiver, running back that goes up against this team, I look for them to have huge days. I look for Arian Foster probably get in the end zone a couple times, once receiving, once running the football. And I'm going to match him up with Southwest Airlines. Stock symbol is LUV, love, because all they do is show you love, and their stats are love too. Increase in earnings per share year over year for the last few years. Retained earnings has increased. Their margins have increased. Book value has increased. And I know in this, the airline arena, if you want to make $1 million, you got to start with $1 billion. But I think love gets it done. Southwest. And that's all we have for you this week. New Level Investment Management LLC.